Welcome back. So today's career video, we're going to talk about goaltender Mike Liut. Mike Liut was one of the best goaltenders in the early 80s. Before that, he was drafted by the Blues in 1976. He was also drafted by the WHA's team, which became the Hartford Whalers, the New England Whalers, that same year. So he opts to go to the WHA. His rights are traded to the Cincinnati Stingers, so that's where he makes his debut for the 77-78 season. With Cincinnati, he plays 27 games, has a record of 8-12-0. So the following season, 78-79, the last year that the WHA would enjoy, he's still in Cincinnati. 54 games, 23-27-4 is his record. So the WHA falls by the wayside. We hit the 79-80 season. The Blues own his rights, so the Blues bring him in, and they work him pretty hard. 64 games that first year in St. Louis, which is second overall in the NHL that year. He had 32 wins, which was first. He had 23 losses, which was seventh, and 8 ties. 895 save percentage, which was ninth in the NHL that year. In 3 playoff games, he loses all 3, ends up with an 891 save percentage. He was 6th in Hart voting that year. So goaltenders don't win the Hart very often. They don't get Hart votes a lot very often either. But Mike Liut was a beast in the early 80s. 80-81. 61 games played, that's 4th in the NHL. 33 wins, which is 2nd overall. 14 losses and 13 ties. 894 save percentage, which was 8th overall in the NHL. In 11 playoff games, a 5-6 record, 857 save percentage for him there. He ends up being a first-team All-Star. He wins the Pearson Award, which is now the Lindsay Award, so the players decided he was the best player in the league that year. Second in Hart voting, and he did get to go to the All-Star game. It is his only All-Star game, which honestly surprises me. I was pretty sure he at least had an All-Star appearance while he was in Hartford. That is incorrect. So, 81-82, coming off of that season, it's really hard to keep that up, where he was really the key guy for the Blues that 80-81 season. 81-82, things drop a bit. Not in terms of games played. He leads the league with 64 games, 28 wins, which is second, 28 losses, which is third overall in the NHL, 7 ties, 877 save percentage. So save percentage comes down a lot. 10 playoff games, 5-3 record, 892 save percentage. So a save percentage better in the playoffs than in the regular season. 82-83, plays 68 games. Again, leads the NHL in games played. With that total, 21 wins, which is 10th overall, 27 losses, which is 4th overall, to go with 13 ties. So he had 13 ties 2 out of 3 seasons there. His save percentage stays at 877. 4 playoff games, a 1-3 record, 899 save percentage there. So save percentage better again in the postseason than it was during the regular season. 83-84, his numbers come up a bit. 58 games played, which is 2nd overall. 25 wins, which is 8th in the league. 29 losses, which is 3rd, to go with 4 ties. And a save percentage of 884, which is 10th overall. In 11 playoff games that year, he has a record of 6-5, 920 save percentage. He's 10th in Vezina voting that year. So a good bounce back for him. His numbers get better. 84-85, plays 32 games with the Blues, a record of 12-12-6, 880 save percentage. His combined save percentage that year would end up being 888. He'd end up 5th in overall save percentage. But February 21st, he was traded. He's traded to the Hartford Whalers, along with Jorgen Pettersson, who I've done a video on, in exchange for Mark Johnson and Greg Millen. So Greg Millen, who I don't think I've done a video on, I should do a video on at some point. Millen bounced around the league a lot. Interesting career too. But yeah, Mike Liut, now a member of the Hartford Whalers. And Hartford was having some problems, but as soon as he gets there, his numbers get better. 12 games, 4-7-1 record, 908 save percentage. So again, the combined save percentage of 888 ends up being 5th overall in the NHL. 85-86, now with the Whalers, 57 games, which is 5th, 27 wins, which is 7th in the league, 23 losses, which is 5th in the league to go with 4 ties, 874 save percentage. So save percentage comes down again. In 8 playoff games, though, 5-2 record, 938 save percentage. He was 7th in Vezina voting. So again, save percentage, while I love save percentage, back in the 80s, it did not mean anywhere near as much as it does now in terms of Vezina voting. Then at 86-87, plays 59 games. That's second in the league. 31 wins, also second in that category. 22 losses, which is sixth, to go with 5 ties. 885 save percentage. In 6 playoff games, a 2-4 record, 842 save percentage. Hartford, not a team that goes on a lot of runs, but he was second in the Vezina voting, and he ends up being a second-team All-Star. So he ends up being second in Vezina voting. Keep in mind that back when he was second in Hart voting and he's a first-team All-Star in 80-81, your Vezina winner is the goaltender with the lowest goals against average. They hadn't changed it yet to an actual voting system for the Vezina. That would happen, I believe it was 81-82 where that came in. So Liut likely would have won the Vezina in 80-81 if it had been gone to a vote. 87-88 plays 60 games. That's fourth. 25 wins. That's fifth in the league. 28 losses. That's second. 5 ties. 885 save percentage again. 3 playoff games. A 1-1 record. 866 save percentage. 88-89 still with the Whalers. 35 games. 13-19-1 record. The 19 losses are 10th overall in the NHL. 861 save percentage. So he's playing less now with the Whalers. 89-90, 29 games, 15-12-1 record, 900 save percentage. So save percentage coming up as the crazy goal-scoring ways of the NHL start to come down a little bit as we get into the late 80s, early 90s. March 6th of the 89-90 season, he is traded for Ivan Korovo going to Hartford. So with the Washington Capitals, plays 8 games, a 4-4 record, 921 save percentage, is combined save percentage between Hartford and Washington. Ends up being second overall in the NHL. 9 games in the playoffs, 4-4 record, 874 save percentage. He's fifth in Vezina voting again. So despite only playing 37 out of 80 games, despite him being traded from Hartford to Washington, he's still getting Vezina votes. 90-91, he plays 35 games for the Capitals, 13-16-3 record. The save percentage drops precipitously to 855. 2 playoff games, 1 loss, 867 save percentage. 91-92, what would prove to be his final season in the NHL. 21 games played, 10-7-2 record, 875 save percentage. And so it is with that his career comes to an end. 663 games, which is 39th overall in the NHL's history. 293 wins, which is 43rd. 271 losses, which is 27th. 74 ties. 883 save percentage over his career. In 67 playoff games, he records a record of 29-32, 889 save percentage in the playoffs. So save percentage in the playoffs is better than during the regular season. Also worthy of note, 86-87 and 89-90, he led the NHL in shutouts with 4 in both of those seasons. And then to close things out, he won silver at the 1981 Canada Cup. So Canada Cup award there, 1981. Big year for him in 81. He also recorded 239 wins in the 80s, which is the most out of any goaltender. He also played the most games with 544 and played the most minutes of any goaltender in the 80s with 31,597 minutes. Some brutal minutes. So I know that the numbers don't look great, but again, this was a scoring era. This was an era where it was offense, 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 and defense was optional, maybe. So goaltenders were really under siege in the 80s, and Liut was one of the best at what he did in the 80s. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, I tried to make sure I was wearing a Blues jersey from the 80s, because to me, his era with the Blues was very, very impressive. I don't want to take away from what he did with Hartford either, because I think his time in Hartford was excellent. But there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.